Good morning. Welcome to the encouragement of the day. Happy Friday. Today, as I was coming to do the message, I started channeling, and there was a song that was coming through for me. It's called Walking Shoes, and it's by MaliMusic. And this particular song, one of my favorite authors, kept coming up, and it kept replaying in my mind this particular part of this song. And part of the song that kept channeling was always waiting for something good to find you. But if it doesn't come, what are you going to do? And that's why I'm walking. Got to keep on walking on, right? It's talking about moving forward on your path, right? And so that might be for somebody. It's MaliMusic. Look that up. It's called Walking Shoes. The chorus of the song yet says, yeah, I believe, but it's a dream that I ain't seen yet. Chasing a dream that I ain't dreamed yet, but I'm gonna meet it halfway if I keep on walking, if I keep on walking on. Yeah, I know it when I see it walking, right? And I almost feel like Spirit is saying, I was channeling that song this morning on the way here, and Spirit is saying possibly for someone that keep moving. That has been a consistent message I've been hearing for someone. Keep moving, keep doing, right? We talk about waiting on our ships to come in, and sometimes for some of us in the waiting, we meet the ship halfway, right? Because we're moving towards it. We're expecting it, right? Can you imagine waiting on, say, like an Uber, and you're like, oh, my app says it's almost here. It's like 5 seconds away. And so you start walking down your street because you know it's coming, right? It's that energy. It's being in the energy of expectation and knowing that there's something good that's looking for you. And that's why you can't stop. That's why you can't stand still. You have to move towards it. You have to move forward. You have to walk, right? But for somebody, that may be an encouragement this morning. Again, it was MaliMusic, Walking Shoes. Take a listen to that, okay? If you feel called to this reading this morning. Anyway, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, where we are taking a look at the encouragement coming in today by Spirit, okay? Please like, share, comment. If you feel led, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you'll be notified in case we go live or post new content, okay? So let's take a look and see what the encouragement is for today as we keep walking, okay? Always looking for some good to find you, but if it don't come, what are you gonna do? And that's why I'm walking, gotta keep it walking on when I see it walking. All right, so let's take a look. Gotta keep on walking on. Okay, Spirit, what is the encouragement for the day? What is the encouragement for today, for the day? I hope you guys are well. Yes, okay. All right, so we have Sacred Union, which comes out quite often, right? Many of us may be looking for partnerships. It could be romance. It could be business. Many of us could be moving towards that way. Spirit could have, something divine in plan. I am feeling a bit of divinity around this card today. It feels very endearing. If you have been waiting, this is a good time to start moving towards that energy. Start visualizing what that looks like. If you've put time into understanding who it is that you are first, and then what it is that you are needing or looking for in a partnership, in a relationship. This may be a time where you are seeing that coming towards you. Spirit may be moving this energy closer to you right now. This is a good time to start visualizing and place yourself in that energy. What would that feel like, right? What would it look like? What does that person look like or feel like? What type of characteristics and, what type of things do you see your person having, right? It's all about visualization, pulling that in. Manifestation versus magnetization, right? One and the same. One is visualizing and one is actualizing, right? This is a time I feel like Spirit is doing that for partnerships. We also have Sisters of the Season. And here we're talking about cycles of growth and natural law, possibly having things come back, karma, right? Good things though. Divine order. This is actually a season of reaping. We're in fall. And so we're actually in a season where the sickle gets put to the crop, right? We're in a season of reaping and harvesting what it is that we've sown all year long. And so whether that's spiritual, whether it's mental, we can expect a harvest to come in and this divine timing, right? According to divine order, right? There is a movement that's happening. There's action being taken on our behalf, right? There's mastery taking place and accomplishments that are happening right now as we're moving. Cycles of growth means that there is movement, right? There's movement. And we're talking about natural law, right? What gets put in motion continues in motion, right? It's the law of energy. And so whatever you've put out there, right? This is the season to expect a harvest. Whatever you've put out there, right? Whatever seeds you've planted, this is the season of harvest. We also have the Horse King, assistance and control. Now, I feel like for this many times, even though it's not a black horse, this card many times reminds me of that movie, The Black Stallion, where they're hunting down and trying to capture this beautiful divine creature. It's a huge black stallion, a huge beast, right? And it's a horse. It's a wild horse and it's all black and long flowy hair. Now, the thing about this horse is that it's not tame. It's wild. And you can just look at the horse and tell how powerful it is and how much power it holds, right? But the power means nothing if it's not controlled, right? The power means nothing if it's not controlled. And so there could be assistance coming in to help mold and direct and control what it is that has been given to us right now. There could be lessons, there could be spiritual guidance coming in. I do see a man standing by the horse watching, right? Many of us could have invited in some level of assistance in order to kind of mold what it is that we've been given so that we can actually use it. so that we can actually use it, right? And so that we can actually wield it in a way that's going to actually make good of what we've been given, I guess is a good way to say that. Strength under control equals power. Okay. Oh. And that's for someone. That's for someone. This could talk about communication, cooperation, being able to problem solve and to move forward, to cooperate, right? There could be definitely things. When I think of this, I'm thinking of a whole picture and how everybody has been given a piece of the puzzle, right? But if one piece of the puzzle is over here kind of doing its own thing and doesn't have a sense of purpose, or doesn't have a sense of connection or community or some type of vision for the whole, even though it has been given power, even though it could be very strong and hold a lot of potential, if it's not directed or placed in position, right, in order to actually fulfill the part that it's been given, it's actually very useless, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking of when I look at this card. And so there could be some assistance coming in, some guidance in how to direct and how to cultivate, even, more information around what it is that you've been given to do, what it is that you've been given, right? In terms of talents, in terms of gifts, in terms of abilities, in terms of placement. We also have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, bringing in the energy of discernment, clear vision, and being attentive to details. And I can't help but look, this and I'm thinking magician, right? Because he's holding a wand and the wand is pointed towards a book, almost like there's some level of magic happening here, some level of creating something or speaking something or manifesting something into existence. So this is the understanding. I feel like this is paying attention to our actions, our every action, because there's a correlation right now. If we are in fact in this energy of bringing things into fruition, that means that there is an intense amount of energy at our disposal right now. And we may very well be manifesting very quickly, right? You could think of something and then all of a sudden, wow, that was fast, right? You could be thinking of someone and then all of a sudden they call and it's like, okay, that's how we're doing it. That's how fast things are actually coming into fruition, right? And so with that level of movement, this is actually a time of being very specific, being very detailed, and having a clear vision of what it is that we're bringing into fruition, which goes back to understanding the discernment, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're surrounded with, what are the things that are interacting with our mental psyche, right? What's taking place, right? And so this is a time to be very aware and discerning and tapped in. And then lastly, we have the sun dancers, right? Very joyful time. You see them dancing. For those that are in, and I can't help but see, this is like a couple that's dancing, right? We started off with the sacred union. This may in fact be concerning some level of coming together, or moving to the next level, right? Understanding possibly that what you have is very sacred and worthy of a long, term type of commitment, right? You may be having some type of celebration of life right now, or that may be due, right? But this is almost a level of having some level of balance that brings a lot of joy, that causes you to celebrate life and to recognize your abundance, whatever that is, whether that is you in union with someone, whether that is you just understanding all the different aspects that life is offering you right now. There's an element of joy that is overflowing right now. There's an element and the beautiful thing about that is that it's not dependent upon what is happening right now. When we talk about joy, we're not talking about happiness. There's a difference. Happiness depends on happening. Joy is something much deeper. It's something that's decided on the inside. It's not dependent upon what's happening or what's not happening. Joy is something that you've decided to experience in whatever situation shows up right now. Okay? And so this is available right here today, right now. Spirit is saying, this is where we are. This is what you have to choose from, right? We have every reason, just for getting out of bed, that's a reason to celebrate life. Just for waking up, opening your eyes, being able to breathe, being able to feel the sun, right? If you have a car, being able to get to and from where you're going. If you have children, they all are here. They're safe. They're in places where they're being taken care of, right? Whatever the circumstance, there's a reason for celebration, right? And for those that are heading towards a union or you're in a union, right? It could definitely be that from the look on this picture. You could be experiencing a very elevated level of joy in regards to your commitments and your connections in life right now. And growth around family and achievements, right? So this is a very beautiful, beautiful time. And for those of you that are walking into this, that was the channeled message I got. Spirit is saying, keep walking, keep moving forward, right? And if you're looking for this, if you feel something coming towards you, this is the time to expect it, to be open, to allow each area of your life to be disciplined and controlled so that you can usher this in when it comes. For many of us, we are expecting. We're working while we're expecting. We're walking, right? Like that channeled message. Keep on walking. Keep on moving forward. Don't stand still, right? For those of us that are waiting for ships to come in, listen, Spirit may free us up to be able to swim out and meet the ship because we know it's coming, or to walk down the street because we see the Uber is only like 5 seconds away. Keep on walking is what Spirit is saying. So let me take a look here. Okay, have to go check on my breakfast really quickly, but let's jump into some tarot. And for those that know they're moving towards something and you may not necessarily understand completely, fully what that is, it's trusting and moving. Keep on moving forward, understanding that there's something greater, right? You're being led to something greater than it's almost like the feeling, something greater than you've ever imagined, something greater than you've ever even seen before. And there's this sense right now of a shift in the energy, right? We don't exactly know where we're being led, but we're definitely seeing the change that's happening. And it's a very spiritual change, right? It's an energetic change that's happening. And many times we see first spirit and then physical, right? So it's what's happening in the heavens that will also be on earth, right? And so that the change usually happens in the spiritual first, and then we see those changes actually come to pass in the physical, right? And so it feels very spiritual. We're seeing a lot of shifts happening energetically. And we know that there's going to be change to happen physically as well. No matter how much we fight it and we refuse to see this change that's taking place, that doesn't stop the change from taking place, right? Just because you deny that the sun is going down and it's starting to get a little nippy, right, doesn't mean that it's not getting dark, right? It's still going to get dark whether you realize it or whether you acknowledge it or not, you know? And so it's that kind of energy. There is something coming towards us. There's something coming towards you, something bigger. And if you are someone that feels that change taking place, you may not exactly be able to identify what that is, but you understand that it is taking place. And so it's being open, right? And believing that this is going to be good for us. Because we're walking in expectation of that. All right, let's see what Spirit has in tarot. One second, I'm dropping cards. Okay. All right, so we have 4-4 out here. This could be a very healing time. This could be a time where we are actually healing some things from the past, possibly, or have an opportunity to do that. 4s also represent security, stability, structure, building structure, foundations, status quo. This is really moving a little bit past the beginning cycles of something and moving into more of a practical sense of seeing that come to fruition. This could talk about, you know, status quo and institutional energy as well. Now, the 4 of Pentacles is the energy of reserve, of possibly holding back, seeing the need to be aware of what it is that you're giving out, right? A little, not necessarily possessive or greed, but it's being conscious of what it is that you're holding, what it is that you have. It's being aware, right? Possibly of the energy, of the mental energies that is operating, that you're releasing too. This could also have to do with financial stability. Pentacles talks about finance. It also talks about the physical attributes of our beings too. But it's overall talking about stability, okay? Stability. And then we have the 4 of Swords, which is being unaffected by what's happening. It's being solid and secure and at peace, relaxed, at retreat, in solitude, right? In recovery. And so this is also dealing with stability, understanding the need to not have to attend to every battle that you're invited to, not having to respond to everything that's going on around you, even though you may not agree with it, right? There's no need to respond to it. What purpose is that? It's using your energy and your mental faculties with purpose. And if there is no purpose, not even responding to it, not even addressing it. We're definitely in that time, you know. And then lastly, we have the Magician, which is a 1. This is new beginnings, creating something, having the opportunity to actually put together. This is reminding me of the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, right? Having the opportunity to put together what it is that you see for yourself, possibly a new path or a potential level of being in a position to lead a charge. There's an opportunity here to start something new or to head down a new direction or a new path. And you are in the driver's seat. You have the ability to create what that looks like. Or shall I say we? This is the energy that's coming out today. I definitely feel like it's new energy. It's new path energy. Possibly a new way of doing things, of living life. Let's take a look and see what else comes out. We have the Death and the Tower that turned over. Yeah. In the midst of everything that's happening, especially when we talk about tower energy, this could possibly be things that suddenly cause some level of shock, right? Or some level of realization that things may, in fact, not be panning out the way that we anticipated. We may perceive that as ruin or destruction of some kind, or some level of upheaval, or, disaster. But the death card says that this is leading to some level of change. It's leading to some level of change, some level of transformation, some level of starting down a different path, or realizing, actually not starting, but this is realizing that you are already on a different path. You've made the decision to head a different way, and you see that very clearly, that you're on a different path, that we're headed down a different road. Now, we also have the Emperor coming in here. And the Emperor is in the challenged position because we're learning how to understand our own sovereignty. I feel like the Emperor very much relates in a way that lets us know, again, that we're not, how can I say this? Like when I gave the example of joy, right? It's different than happiness, right? It's not dependent upon everything around it. It's something that is understood from within. It's the same with power, right? The Emperor holds a sovereignty, right? A level of power that he has not gained from anything outside of self. The Emperor has understood the very power that lies within him. And he has learned the lessons, or he is learning. We are learning for some of us. But this is the whole purpose of that when we're talking about the Black Stallion, of understanding who we are, what we have, the authority that we hold, right? And this authority is not dependent upon anything outside of ourselves. That's what the Emperor is saying. And it's coming in a challenged position, which means that this could be a struggle. Coming to this realization. Coming to this realization could be a struggle. The Magician says we're creating this new reality where there is healing, right? Where there is structure, where there is the sense of being very much in control of how we perceive things and how we use the energy to create the situations that we desire, right? It has a lot to do with healing. It has a lot to do with balance and stability and making sure that the foundation is right, right? That's why the Tower came out as I was shuffling, the Tower and the Death, because there are some things that are being shaken up or has already been shaken up. And it was so that new foundation can be built. It was so that fresh roots can grow where the old contaminated roots have been pulled up by the Tower. And the Death is proof of that change, right? It's the realization that we're on a different path. Things are different. Now, the Emperor comes in to let us know, again, the Emperor is a 4, okay? We're talking about stability, security, structure, foundational energy, right? Even possibly building institutions, right? Not being reliant on anything outside of self, but understanding it's all within. But it's coming in as a challenge because maybe we're still learning that. We're still learning that. We're still coming into our power. We're still needing assistance and understanding and wielding that and needing assistance with that area, which is okay because we're on a journey, okay? From this very undirected, we talk about the Fool, right? Undirected, very free, very liberated, not quite sure what's going on, where he's going or what he's doing. He's just kind of like happy-go-lucky and, just out and about, smelling the flowers, not even aware of danger. And then we go all the way from the Fool through all of these lessons, all the way to the World that says that we've completed all the lessons from the Fool, 22 cards depicting each lesson between this path from the Fool to the World. The World says we've reached a point of graduation, of fulfillment, of accomplishment, of completion, because we've gone through each of these lessons, right? From exploration and exploring to learning and understanding and applying, and then to mastery. When we get to the World, we've reached a level of mastery. And so the Emperor is the learning stage, is coming into our own, our power, which is okay. That's okay. The fact that that is a struggle means that there's some awareness of that, of asserting that, of positioning ourselves in that energy. And then lastly, we have the 4 of Wands. I really do feel like for someone, this is about divine unions. It's about sacred unions. In the outcome, we have another 4. Okay. This is about stability and security and structure and building foundations and possibly even building institutions, something that's going to be very useful for the overall. And it's all about understanding who you are, who we are, right? And so even if it's not about divine union, the 4 of Wands is about community. It's about a sense of home and celebration there, happiness, and possibly even some type of coming back together to celebrate with friends or family. But I have 4 fours that came out here. And this is about, stability, security. Someone's coming into this energy. I feel like a huge part of this too is understanding who you are. Now, before we go into union with others, it's very important to understand that we ourselves are whole. Before we go in to collaborate with others or to go into the community to offer what we have, right? It's the importance of understanding that we ourselves are already whole. We are one within self. And when we're talking about a union, you have 2 people that understand that they are one within self, not looking for the other to complete them or to give them or fulfill anything within them. They come to the relationship already fulfilled and complete. And you have 2 whole people that come together to share something together in their wholeness. And so instead of fulfilling each other, right, they end up complementing each other like salt and pepper, right? The salt can never be the pepper and the pepper can never be the salt, but when you put them together, they complement each other in their own unique identities, right? And so there's a need to understand and your stability, your security, the foundation that you're built on, and be sure in that. Be sure in that with the emperor, to be sure in that. You can't really come in and knock the emperor off. Does this person look like they're easily tricked or easily knocked off of the path? This is actually a pretty solid authority figure. The archetype of the emperor is actually a pretty powerful energy, okay? But that's what we're learning here. That's what I'm seeing. We're learning that here in this situation, right? But overall, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Go back to the initial channeling, right? Talking about walking, right? We're going somewhere. We're going somewhere, and there's the expectation and the energy that we are, in fact, moving towards something greater, something special, whatever that is for you. It could be divine union. It could be something else, right? It could be another whole reality that you're manifesting for yourself, where you're able to actually really realize your sovereignty and you're not dependent upon anyone or anything outside of yourself, right? Whatever that is, we're moving towards that. Okay, and it's the realization that, hey, this is where we're going. Everything is pitted towards that direction. And it's about the journey on the way there and these experiences that we get to have as we're actually moving towards that way, right? I think this is very beautiful, beautiful energy, a very beautiful, encouraging reading today. I love it. I claim it for myself, absolutely so, right? Because I feel like I'm very close. And many of us feel this energy of completion and celebration and being able to actually realize the dream, realize, the actual arriving at what we're waiting for. And many of us are pushing towards that. We're not waiting for it to come to us, but we're swimming out towards it, right? Where spirit has allowed us. And so this is the encouragement for the day. And so if you are open, go take a listen to that song. Let me know what you think about it. I channeled that song on the way here to do this message. I feel like it's definitely encouraging in some type of way. Maybe it has some specific hidden messages for you. Again, MaliMusic is the artist. Walking Shoes is the name of the song. Go take a listen. All right. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to place another video up here. Maybe you'll like that one as well. Take a look. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the like the bell so that you'll be notified in case I go live, okay? Until next time, thank you for stopping by. It has been Blood Moon Oracle. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.